Understanding your preferences is a good way to remain efficient and to keep out of trouble. And the key thing to know about your preferences is that there are essentially two types of preferences. There are document preferences and there are application preferences. Now, in an earlier movie, I showed you how you can change, or one of the ways that you can change a document preference, let's say like with the rulers, by coming up and selecting a ruler. In this case, I'm in inches, and you can right click and choose like points and change points for this particular document. But keep in mind that only affects the document that you currently have open. The next document that you open up may be different because you only changed it for this document. But I'm going to show you how you can change this for as a application preference. Now I'm going to access the preference menu by hitting Control K on my keyboard. You can also access it under the Edit menu and go down to Preferences, and there's also a flyout menu at Preferences. So if you know what particular preference you want to go to, you can always come to the Edit menu and select the one you want to go to, but I'm going to go ahead and go to General, which again, Command K will get you there. Now even here, if I want to set the permissions to, let's say, my rulers and guides like I just did, well, if I have a document open, the changes that I make here are still only going to apply to the document that I have open. If I want to make this an application-wide preference where it applies to documents I want to open tomorrow or past documents I've created, then I want to make sure that I do not have any documents open when I change these preferences. And as a general rule of thumb, items from General down to Guides and Pasteboard are typically referred to as document preferences. And items from Dictionary on down are typically referred to as application preferences. Now there are exceptions to this rule, and we'll get into that as we go on through multiple chapters and lessons later on down the road, but that is the general rule of thumb. So to avoid getting yourself into trouble with your preferences, keep in mind if you want to make what is typically your document preferences be an application preferences so that it applies to documents that you open in the future, apply those preferences with your document closed. So do not have a document open. Hit Control K to bring up your preferences. Now any changes that I make to my units and increments will be the same across the board on any document that I create or open in the future.